Hi, my name is Dan Ruel from the British Council. Could you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Duyên.
Thank you. In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about music. What types of music do you like to listen to?
Obviously, I'm a big fan of country music because I can unwind myself whenever I listen to it. And furthermore, I can learn some English from that too.
Thank you. Let's move to part 2. In this part, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? I'd like you to describe a child that you know.
Personally, I love kids. I think they're really cool and naive. My younger sister, Annie, such a girl, she's 12 years old and she's studying at a secondary school. Well, she looks totally different from me, with round face and brown skin, which make her look more sporty and adorable. She also has my father's eye too. Annie is truly a big fan of drawing. She loves coloring her belongings, and I have to admit that initially she painted all over my books, and I was a little angry with her. To me, she's really outgoing and friendly. Sometimes I carry her along, and we drink milk tea together. Despite it's quite expensive when I do that, but I think who doesn't like to have more time with family members? Furthermore, because we are sisters and we know each other inside out, so arguments between us happen once in a blue moon. Last week, when we had arguments, it doesn't take so long to solve it. So I really believe in our relationship. Finally, I've been really busy this day, but if I have more time, I would like to take her out and buy her some favorite food.
Thank you. Let's move to part 3. I'm going to ask you some questions related to the topic in part 2. Do you think the free time activities children do today are good for their health?
No, actually not. They started to overuse smartphones, iPads, so I think their health may be affected. For example, me, because I used too much smartphones, so now I'm being short-sighted. So I think it's not really good for health when we use that.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Oh, there's our girl. So how do you think it went?
It's not too bad, but I think I did quite well. No.
So if you have a chance to do it again, what would you do?
Well, if I have a chance, I would correct my part 2 because my brainstorming is still really slow, but I believe that it's not too bad.
Part 2 is usually, a section where most people struggle with, so no worry here. Let's see what the examiner feels about your performance.
Okay.
So Dan, what do you think about Misuin's performance?
Yeah, I thought she really had some nice points to talk about. In terms of the 4 categories in IELTS, I thought her vocabulary is probably the strongest. She used some really nice language, like she said naive, which you don't hear very often, know each other inside out. She has my father's eyes. So yeah, some really nice, I was really keen on her vocabulary. Grammar, she's really trying to use a good range. There are a few small mistakes. Like, for example, she said, if I have more time, I would like to. It's a pretty small mistake, but I did notice a few things like that. I guess my one comment for her would be her intonation, and intonation is like the music of English. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's going up and going down. I thought her intonation was a little bit flat, so although she is using some good stress, I thought overall maybe she could be a little bit more musical and trying to go up and down a little bit more. No problems understanding her, but I did notice the intonation was a little bit flat. But overall, I was quite impressed. I thought particularly her vocabulary is excellent.
That's great. So good job, Duyên. The only thing to work on possibly is your intonation.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the examiner's comments?
Oh, I think they're really good to me. And if I have more time, I would practice more and more.
Hey, and viewers, I hope that you find the tips helpful as well, and it's something that you can identify with. Thank you for tuning in. This is IELTS On the Go in Da Nang. We'll bid farewell to this city for now, but I'll see you in the next cool spots in Vietnam. So, bye-bye.
See you later.
So, Dan, I'd love to talk to you more about the tips. So,
Sure.
guys, before we talk to Dan about the tips, let's go on to the tips section. And today you're going to be listening to how you can maximize your time in the reading section and how can you find answers in the passage with regards to those questions. So check this video out.